wax jàmm réew mi moo gën ci réew mi wax ju bon ji day yàq réew mi jëf ju baax ji mooy def réew mi dëgg-dëgg yéen daal li wër na li ngay def man ko li ngay wax xam ko li ngay wéy xam ko li ngay wax xam ko li ngay def man ko li ngay wéy xam ko.
Greetings to the Gambian people, greetings to the African people. Today marks another fresh edition of the program, the Motivational Platform, that comes away on Senbian's VIP magazine, VIP TV in the Republic of the Gambia. And I remain Thony Mikel Howard, tasked with the responsibility of inspiring and motivating the current generation of young Africans in the actualization of their respective dreams and preaching the message of peace and national unity, as well as revitalizing the Africanization policy that speaks about good governance, social justice, democracy, human rights, and most importantly, the African unity. And for tonight's edition, we are honored and privileged to be in conversation with my own mentee, should I say my philosophical son, all the way there from Sowe, Canada. He rose from dust to glory. From the Republic of the Gambia, now he finds himself in Canada as a licensed commercial pilot. Meet King Abdoulie. So, greetings to you, Abdoulie.
Mikel Howard, good afternoon from Canada. I know it's evening there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be part of this motivational platform and to share my story with you, which you already know. So I'd rather say share my story with your audience.
Thank you. It's a proud and honor to have you on Senbians this evening, Abdou.
Yeah, it's equally a pleasure, to be honest. It's really a pleasure to have the opportunity to share my story with you and the rest of the world.
Yeah, by the way, with the current global saga, which is the coronavirus, how are you coping with life in that part of the world?
Well, it's interesting because just last week we were all laid off from our jobs because the country is on a lockdown. And everyone has been advised to just stay home, and that's about the best you can do for the rest of society.
Okay. So what are the precautionary tactics the Canadian government has put in place to ensure that the virus is curtailed in that part of the world?
Well, the Canadian government has ordered all non-essential businesses to close. And consequently, that's going to cost them losses. So the Canadian government has tried to inject some funds into the economy in order to avoid a recession. And that's just one of the steps they are taking on a large scale. They're making sure that they put money in the pockets of every Canadian citizen so they can survive this period. And they are as well funding science to speed up the process of producing a vaccine on a mass scale, so we can find a once and for all solution to this problem. That's from this morning, I had the PM saying that they're doing efforts as well to support African countries.
Okay. When you say effort to support African countries, what are those tangible evidence of efforts you're talking about from the PM?
Well, I think they realized, because this morning the G20 summit, which is led by Saudi Arabia, and then they control 85% of the world's GDP. They realize that this pandemic needs a coordinated global effort in order to solve it. Because as far as it's in some part of the world, it is still everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
We've seen in Hong Kong where they tried and really contain it, but then they are having a second hit. So they call it the second wave.
Yeah.
And in fact, from minutes ago, China just banned all foreign travels because of that.
Yes,
so right now they're coming together to find a once and for all solution that will help not only the West, but including African countries and the whole world.
Okay. What do you have to say to some Africans that are with the elementary mentality, so to speak, that this virus is not really for Africans, is in fact something meant for the white people, it's not real. This is an intelligent calculation for a white infiltration in African democracy?
Well, I was stressing over the way we view this virus as Africans until a friend of mine told me, look, it's education. They simply just don't know. So the government should sanitize it. Government should make efforts to make sure they know what is at stake here. Let them know the seriousness, the veracity of the situation. Because most people don't know. And in fact, they're making comedies and jokes about it because they don't understand how dangerous the situation is. And if we make videos or probably show videos of people that are going through it, I think I saw one in your Facebook.
Yeah.
Stuff like that going around, maybe that would change the perspective and mindset of some people.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's the voice of Abdoulie, so all the way there in Canada. To those who are viewing us from East Africa, that's Tanzania and Nairobi, Kenya, like someone like Pam cheated and leader Merembe would say, Jumbo dabari yako kumfutanya yozangu nakupenda pia heshima kwa Africa, heshima kwa East Africa. Asante kwa Masara when you quit to Sisi. Thanks for supporting us. Asante kwa Masara when you quit to Sisi. Of course, to those in Rwanda, Kigali would say to you in the Ichigwanda language, would say, Gwanda, Napakunda, Moise. Those in Western Nigeria, Yoruba speaking people that comprises Ikiti State, Ondo State, Kwara State, Lagos State, we say to you, Baonisha, Utujamenta, Baolombo. To those in northern part of the country of Nigeria, we say to you, Sanu Edua. Of course, in eastern Nigeria that comprises Imo State, Abia State, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, Anambra State, we say to you, one name madu mechuku abiyama amama amasi oshimiri atata ekuwe mechuku kiki. Strengthen each of you wherever you are. To Sierra Leoneans that are the Mendes people, I say to you, Kawina Kaigoma, of course, to the Kono speaking people of Freetown, Sweden, that's the diamond mining region of Freetown, Sweden, will say to you, Wente, of course, to the Aku speaking people that say to you, Unakusheo, though the Mandinkas in the Gambia that say to you, Abiyan, the Sokono Logo Benyadi, of course, to the Wallabos and Nagadef, Nagangon, see, those who support us will say, Bukanara, Torop, the Malamuna Fati, the Malamusa Fatis Adonabi, of course, to the Fulas will say, Hire Jan Masudet, Nalaga, Jamtan to you, also French speaking African will say to you, Bonsoir Sava, you let you didn't have a passé some match, you let blow either Martin. Of course, to the Liberian people, Peter speaking people that say, this is the Motivational Platform, and I am in close conversation with Abdoulie, so all the way there in Canada. Let's drive to your story, Abdoulie. So, who is Abdoulie? So, I know you, but so many young Gambians do not know who is Abdoulie. So perhaps your close mates that was in the SOS school, they might have an idea. But for purpose of our diverse audience in different parts of the continent and beyond, who is Abdoulie? So,
well, that's an interesting question. You know, I'm fond of asking people, who are you? Or what do you stand for? But I don't think I've ever asked myself that question. Who am I?
Okay.
Well, I was born in the Gambia in early 91. And I went through schooling, Sarakunda Primary School, to Latrikunda, all those are public schools. And in high school, I decided to go to a private school, although at this time it was unaffordable for my family. But then I decided this would be best for me because the school that I chose was closer to home. And in case tough times come, I will be able to find my way there without bothering them. And of course, that did happen at some point. So I did my high schooling through SOS Technical Senior High. And I did science there, where it was quite interesting journey because I remember Mr. Howard. There were times when I was sent out of the school because I couldn't pay school fees. And should you go to the school today and look at my records, I still have bills to pay. That was how serious the situation was. But no matter how many times they sent me out of the school, I would come back in. During break. So they sent me at some point, they had no choice. They would send everybody that didn't pay except me. Because, well, they know they will send me, but I will be back within the hour. Because,
they were more or less tired with you.
Exactly. I don't even have transport to go back home, so you can't really send me home. So the teachers made great effort. Once they realized my situation, I remember them giving me textbooks for free. And, you know, most of these teachers, some of them are Nigerians from Nigeria and Tritonians, and very few Gambians. You know, they were teaching in order to make ends meet. But when they understand my situation, you know, most of them will give me textbooks for free or ask me to attend their study lessons for free. Some even offer to give me transports to go home and back. And I did navigate my way out of it. At some point, they made me the school head boy, which was quite the experience there. And come time for the West Africa international exams, which is wide, that's the exam you need to sit in order to go to university. In the case of the Gambia, I wasn't able to pay that fee. Not even school fees, I wasn't able to pay for that exams. Now, what happens there, the teachers made a very outstanding effort. They budgeted that. They each contributed. And they were the very ones that paid for my school fees, for my exam fees for the WIAC exams. When I arrived, I was worried. They said, you have nothing to be worried. We discussed this. We talked about it. And we settled it. You don't have to worry. And so that's how my exam fees was paid. All I needed to do was just to show up to school every day and make sure that I make good grades. And I did try my best, and I was able to get through that. And after I finished high school and the exams was over, now the journey has to continue. That was a brief 3-month period that was really frustrating, because I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for opportunities, of course, to further my education, but there was none. And it was really tough at the time. And there was this day in Karisering where we lived, I received a phone call from Mr. Howard, and that's you, who told me whether I would like to be engaged in a certain capacity. And I said, yes, whatever. I just want to work. He said, yep, can you meet me at the turntable right away in Bruce Bay? And that's exactly what I did. And there was my first job after high school. And I think I may never forget that, because that's the first job I ever hold in my life. And there I started showing up. I remember telling that story in Toastmasters that, you know, in my first job in the Gambia, I was receiving $30 a month for 12 hours a day and 6 days a week, and I had an advantage. They all laughed because it was funny, but I had an advantage because there I was getting the exposure that I needed. And it was this same Mikel Howard that made arrangements to have me at the Banjul Institute of Professional Studies to do training in international relations or diplomacy. And there I started that training under your guidance. I continued that journey. And as you write out in your Facebook post, I was on that for a while. Exactly. And then through Banjul Institute of Professional Studies, you taught me English language, international law, and not only that, you were mentoring me through the process. Because I remember even as I was going through that phase, I was frustrated as well, because while going through the motion in high school, you know, I would tell myself I am for bigger things. But there I was, I finished high school and things were going in the pace that I wanted. I was frustrated, and I do remember so many times you saying, look, Abdul, life isn't a competition. You know, you will grow, you will get to places, but you have to be patient. Appreciate your humble beginnings. I can remember that, saying it over and over until it registered. But those were tough times because, you know, you saw the potential, but I didn't see the possibility at the time. You know, how will this be possible? I'm here, and there were not any opportunities. It was frustrating times, but then I think luck was on my side to have someone to just keep on, you know, echoing those words in my ears that it's possible. Just do you and do your best at any given time. And then my education was going through Banjul Institute, and there was this fine day that I came to school and saw a newspaper, and in that newspaper was the a job advertisement for a flight safety cadet at the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. I look at the requirements, cross-check it, and I said, hey, I'm qualified for this. I should do this. And I did went and apply. 6 months later, they called me for an interview. 3 months later, it took almost a year to start that job. I wasn't looking for a job to be a pilot, to be honest with you. I was just looking for a job to help me and help my family, that's all. I just felt that I needed to bring income to the family. I was looking for that. When I went for this job interview, and then they asked me, if we send you abroad to go and be a pilot, what is our assurance that you won't change your mind and start something else? I said, do you mean a pilot, like pilot? I said, yes. Like, they were surprised, like, you didn't know? Because everyone that applied knew what was in store. I didn't. I was just looking for a way to support myself and my family, that's all. And then there it was. In fact, I remember after getting the job, I showed up and said, okay, where am I going to work? I thought I was going to work in aircraft mechanics or something. or just be that fitter boy that was just helping around. But when they took me to an office and said, yeah, there's your desk, it was a dream, Mikel.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And they said, you will train you to be a pilot. I said, don't worry about it. I'm comfortable where I am.
Yeah. Because you thought that was far from reality. Yeah.
But in summary, this is a summary of just going through emotion, I would say.
Yes, that's a beautiful one. You saw how he drove through his life story. I saw him in the barbing salon. You remember that day?
Yes, I did, exactly. Yes. I remember going through the barbing salon, and I saw you were just so energetic, and I couldn't understand, like, you're in an African country, it's a poor, like, we're all struggling somehow, but you were just excited for some reason, and your energy was just next level. And in me, I was like, I have to know this guy. I like his energy. I would like to be like that. Then I joined the conversation and start talking. And then later, I don't know how I managed to drag you to my house, because I felt like I had to know you. And oh boy, you know, had I not gone to that barbing salon that day, my story could have been different.
And it's a beautiful experience to have you on the platform. And I think too many young people are under the sound of your voice. When you had a struggle during high school days, I met you in grade 11. I saw your parents at home, and I know the story very well, not new to me. What was running through your mind as you went through all of the tougher moments? Did you ever have the hope and conviction that it was going to be better someday?
You know, my mom didn't complete her basic education. She basically stopped at grade 5.
Yeah.
And, you know, anytime I would complain and say, well, I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know. She has this dream, and until this day, she keeps telling me about this dream that someday it's going to be really good. I don't know where she got these ideas from, but then until today, I talk to her. She tells me someday it's going to be so good, you'll forget all the bad days. And I, you know, it's until recently that I understand that there's a concept like that. That if you keep saying something over and over and over, even a lie, if you repeat it over and over, it appears to be the truth at some point. So I believe, and like this is not motivation, but I believe that someday things are going to be so good. I don't know, but until this day, even when things get hard during my flight training stage, you know, that echoes in my head that mom says someday it's going to be good. And if she's still saying it, then we're probably not there yet.
That's a great one. That's the voice of mine, Philosophical Sunday, all the way here from Canada. He's Abdoulie. So he is called King Abdoulie. So I think the former boxer Muhammad Ali, he says that I said I was the greatest when I did not even know I was the greatest. You pronounce yourself King. Where did that come from?
Well, that's an interesting one, because during my junior high school, I never called myself King before, but there was this girl in my school, very fine and cool and collected, and we were asked to write an essay, just choose the topic, because the teacher at the time wanted to know where our strength lies, and he thought if I asked everyone to just write anything that they're passionate in, anything that they're good at, just write. You know, in order to be good, you have to be worse at first, so just write, put the pen. And then the girl wrote a story of a king with 2 wives, and interestingly, she was like, yeah, King Abdullah. I was like, well, am I in your story? She said, yes. And she read it loud to the classroom. And then I fall in love with this King Abdullah. I'm like, yeah, I think that's good. That's going to be my personal affirmation. Okay. That's going to be my self-affirmation. I'm going to hold on to it. And then since then, that has been my story.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Once again, this is the motivational platform that comes away on Senbian's VIP magazine, VIP TV in the Republic of the Gambia. I remain Thony Mikel Howard, tasked with the responsibility of inspiring and motivating the current generation of young Africans in the actualization of their respective dreams and preaching the message of peace and national unity, as well as revitalizing the Africanization policy that speaks about good governance, social justice, democracy, human rights, and most importantly, the African unity. In close conversation here with Abdoulie, so all the way here from Canada. Back to you here. From the barbing salon to your home, from your home to your first job working in an internet cafe where I first assigned you. I even forgot that I give you your first job anyway. From the internet cafe to the Mikel Center for Academic Excellence and Cursory to BIPS. Where did you notice the turning point that something is about to happen for the better?
Well, I guess you could tell. Sometimes you work very, very hard. You do a lot of things at once, or you do a lot of things over a period of time. And you reach that point where you've invested all your energy and time and effort, and it just doesn't work out, right? It's just like the Chinese bamboo tree. You watered that for up to 5 years before it starts showing signs of growth. Now, during that 5 years, it's tough. Even the neighborhood will start talking, hey, Mikel, I had you trying to grow a Chinese bamboo tree. It's been 3 years. Even a blind person can tell you that it ain't growing. But, when you keep walking and you don't stop, somehow it aligns. Everything starts making sense.
When was the turning point? When was the turning point, Abdul?
Well, that would be a very that would be interesting to answer, because I was just going, man. Okay. And like I said, for most of that time, I was just using energy from wherever I could get it, and for the most of that time, you were there. Because I wasn't running with my own motivation. At some point, I had none of it. I was just borrowing from you, from Sally, from everyone there was there. Everything that I can hold on to. Until I was able to stamp my own 2 feet. But if I would say a time, I would say sometime when I was in Banjul International BIPS. Yes, because that was the time that I started dreaming, being a diplomat, being so many things. I would pick that time.
That's beautiful. And why at BIPS? You became an understudy lecturer for international law at some point, where I would just sit back and allow you to take over lectures with your fellow students, and then brought you to the Mikel Center for Academic Excellence. Did you see the attitude of becoming a teacher in the future at that point, before the story of flight safety cadet at the airport?
Well, yes, I was seeing a future right there, to be honest. I can remember I applied for, while going through the program, I did make an application to the UNHCR, High Commission for Refugee, and then they gave me a call 6 months after I arrived in Canada for an administrative position. And yes, because I started dreaming and I started making efforts, because I was seeing myself there. Because when you stand there and Mr. Bola and others to present on certain issues affecting our continent, man, you can't help it but be inspired. You want to form part of the people making a difference. Like, you cannot just help it. And I was really happy when you shared me the story of Fatu Jaju, and I'm sure others are doing very well as well. Because we were just lucky to be part of that match.
That's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one from Abdoulie Sowe there, all the way there in Canada. This is a motivational platform, like I say, that comes to you on Symbiance VIP Magazine, VIP TV in the Republic of the Gambia. You are not only a licensed commercial pilot, but you've been converted into a motivational speaker. Where did the zest and that quest come from?
Well, in terms of the motivational speaking, I think I got that from you, to be honest. Because prior to barbing salon, how they said year 2020 AD, after the death of Christ, so I will use the barbing salon in this case as my reference point. Before the barbing salon, there was nothing like that at all. But when you came into the picture and you were all over, because I remember so many times asking you, what does success means to you? And you would say, Abdul, I want to impact the lives of people. Now, even if that is one person, that's okay for me. It always surprised me, like, people want to get rich and own houses. And you were here, going through the motions, struggling at some point, but you just wanted to impact people's life. To be honest, that made sense to me very recently. At the time, it was just a crazy man's dream, to be honest. But yes, it was through that time that I started seeing myself in that light. That, perhaps I could, choose to define success like that as well, and impact lives of people. Because sometimes you never know. Look at my story. Your intervention played a great role.
That's the voice. That's the voice of Abdoulie Sowe, just in case you just joining us on the Facebook Live of Symbiance VIP Magazine, VIP TV. He's all the way there in Oshawa. I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right way, Oshawa, Canada. You just been licensed as a commercial pilot. How was study like for you to have triumphed to that zenith all of a sudden?
Well, in the beginning, it was quite challenging because flight training is nothing like I have ever experienced in my life. Because everything is hands-on. You have to read, but not only read, you have to come back tomorrow and demonstrate that you understand the concept you've read previous night. And so it was quite challenging, especially my first 10 hours of flight. It was overwhelming. Take off, and there we were at 3,000, and then we had to do some maneuvers, and I had to do them. I will tell my instructor, do I really have to do it? And he said, yes, you have to. I mean, you're training to be a pilot, so you have to be able to do these things. And then I started going through it. At first, like I said, it was challenging, learning how to take over and land, especially, which is, in fact, the most crucial one. But not only that, simulating emergencies in the air. If you have an engine failure, what are you going to do? In terms of the airplane, in terms of your passengers, are you going to tell someone? And during this training, you realize that you need your life to be completely organized. I have to tell you, I really have to reorganize my life in order to build up the momentum to complete this training. Yes, because I see in the school that I go, where I work as well as a flight dispatcher for almost 2 years now, I've seen so many students come and go without being able to get their license because it's very demanding.
I ask you a very funny question right now. You just been licensed as a commercial pilot. It's a very funny question. Does it mean that you can fly the airplane just anywhere flyable? Or to what extent can you fly?
Yes. So when you're doing your flight training, they put you through the training aircrafts, which are the Cessna 172S models, all the training aircrafts there are. You choose whatever model works best for you, and then you get on board and then train. The first license you will get is private license, which I got in 2018. With the private license, you really cannot get paid to fly. You can fly people privately without any form of compensation. And the commercial license, which I obtained just 4 weeks ago, now that's the professional license. That means you can fly as a pilot anywhere in the world. You can present yourself as a commercial pilot. Yes, and from there on, your journey as a pilot begins right there.
I'd say to you, congratulations, Abdoulie. So you brought serious pride to your nation, the Gambia. How do you feel with such a tremendous effort in a strange land with a giant discipline like piloting? How do you feel?
Well, that's a big one, to be honest, because after I did my flight test, which was the last element required in order to obtain the license, I did the flight test, and I was just holding on, waiting for my examiner. In fact, I made a vlog about it. In my YouTube channel, I have some footage of my flight training journey and the time I did my flight test with the examiner. I remember sitting there waiting for the examiner, and once the examiner assessed my marks and said, yes, you passed. Wow. I didn't know how to feel, and to be honest, until right now, I still don't know how to feel about it, because yesterday when we were meeting in the Barbin Salon, and today, it looks like, we skipped some time there.
I know.
But it's so fast.
So fast.
I can remember, yes, like, I just wake up one day and there you're a commercial pilot. It's still unbelievable to me.
Wow.
I should be really excited. Even at the time they said, well, you don't seem so excited. I said, I don't know how to feel. Because only yesterday I was being chased out of the high school because I didn't pay my school fees. And today you're telling me I'm a commercial pilot. No, I don't believe it. Leave me alone, man.
Wow. Boy. I am very super proud of you, and I believe that too many young Gambians sit under the sound of a voice. They must be very proud of you right now. How was it welcomed? How did your parents, your family members feel upon hearing the news that you have been licensed as a commercial pilot?
Well, it was a great feeling, I will tell you. I know I didn't tell my mom right away. I told her, in fact, I think a week later. My flight instructor told me, did you call your mom and tell her that you're done? I said, well, If I tell my mom I finished my training, she will tell me, "Are you coming back next week?" But I did tell her, and she was really excited. But I think she's feeling the same kind of way that I'm feeling. Like, I don't know how to feel about this because, it was far-fetched. There was no possible, because Mikel Howard, the flight training, every flight exercise costs about $500. And I have over 260 hours of training, rather 267 hours. Like, if you go to SOS Haman Minor Technical Senior Secondary School, my bills are about $200 to $300. That's about what I owe them. Now here I was doing a flight, and every flight costs $500. I couldn't afford it. I wasn't even dreaming in that low. Possible. But sometimes, the impossible just becomes possible. You just dream and, just leave it to the universe or God or whatever you believe in. And just do your part and, leave the universe to do the rest. Who would have thought that a guy from Liberia all the way would be part of this story?
Wow.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to close your eyes and do what you need to do, and, the elements will work. It will work itself out somehow.
That's a beautiful one. Somebody seated under the sound of your voice right now, needing a success tip right now. What do you say to them?
Well, in high school or even in college, when we draw graphs, it's mostly a straight line graph. And then most people tend to take life as it's going to be straight line. I'm going to do A and then B and then C, and it really works like that. Life really works like that. And, you're just going to have to appreciate the experience and trust the process. It's not going to be smooth, but whatever that is happening, it's building you for the future that you want. I mean, you decide whatever future you want, and you're working towards that future. And then the process has to mold you to become that person. Now, I'm not talking about the things you're going to acquire, the wealth and that. No. Success, in some sense, is about who you become in the process. And that's why sometimes you go through this difficult time. So whoever's listening that's going through those times, it's just molding you for the person you want to be. I will tell you the kind of person I want to be in the future, because I'm still on this journey growing. Now, if you asked me previously, I will tell you I find it very hard to say no. In fact, no has been the enemy, not anybody, but just finding it hard to say no. But going through some challenges has molded me to some way being able to overcome that. Now I'm not where I want to be, but I'm making progress. And that's why I now appreciate the process, and I trust it, because, if you walk it, Mikel, it always works.
Repeat that once more.
Say again?
Repeat what you just said. Did you say if you work it, it always works?
Yes.
That is the voice. That's the voice of Abdoulie Sowe, a young Gambian who was here yesterday in SOS High School when he could not even pay his school fees. Rose from there, completed high school through some means, and the school had a kind of a sympathetic mindset about him. That's how he completed high school. He found himself in the Banjul Institute of Professional Studies, where he did diplomacy and international relations, and proceeded to the Banjul International Airport, where he worked as a flight safety cadet, and then afterwards had an opportunity to fly to Canada, Toronto, to study to become a pilot, and he is licensed now as we speak at age 28 as a commercial pilot, and he speaks with us from his home in Canada. Abdoulie Sowe, there are young Gambians who have the same kind of conviction, the same kind of drive to making a better life, but when they look around them, their stories are quite too terrible, perhaps quite too terrible than your story was during those days. But now you've triumphed over that to a very huge extent. What should they do?
I think I will refer everyone to your quote: appreciate your humble beginnings. Build from the ground up. Where you are right now, that's exactly the starting point. And as you're doing that, please find a mentor. Now, no one has made it without one. We all need coaching at some point. Yeah, you can be successful without a coach, but if you want to be great, you need one. You need a mentor, a coach, whatever name you give it. Because there are times you will not be enough. There are times when you will need to tap into someone's energy or resource to move on. That is really needed. And And if you are a young Gambian and you want to be successful, and not only that, you want to be great, find that. And then appreciate where you are, because that's the starting point. I know so many young Africans, I would say there are no opportunities here. But some of us have never traveled abroad, Mr. Howard. You are educated and you speak really well fluently, and you know you never left the continent. And look at your level of education is outstanding, because you appreciate the humble beginnings. You believe that it's there. You know, in this age of information, you go to school to get the certificate, but if you really need to be educated, the resources out there, the information is out there. All you have to do is seek it, and you will find it. And keep knocking. You know, if you keep on knocking without stopping, if you keep on knocking without stopping, even if someone's, let's say it's Howard, and you refuse to open the door, but I keep on knocking non-stop. Hey, I'm not opening, you keep on knocking. I pretend to sleep, you keep on knocking. Keep long enough, you knock long enough and loud enough, someone will open. For most people, they stop knocking.
That's a beautiful one. You got the success tip there from Abdoulie. So just before we take leave of you and get connected to Moja Child from Bakau, where he's expected to celebrate you, what are your final words, Abdoulie? So,
well, to start with, I really want to thank you for this opportunity to share my story. It came sooner than later. I was imagining when I go back to Gambia to have the opportunity to do this, but hey, I guess having you is an advantage forever. It's not just for a while. But I just want to tell the Gambians like myself and any person that's an African that, you know, we can do this, Mr. Howard. And, you know, manage your time wherever you are and make sure that you make good use of it. It's important. Anything you do every day over becomes a part of your life. So those activities that you think means nothing, they may be against you someday. So be mindful of what you do. I mean, sometimes we lose the way, but if you do that consistently, it becomes you. So who do you want to become? Where do you want to end up? You have to define where you are. You know, in flight training, they tell us, you are here. This is the map. You want to get here. How do you get there? They tell you the first thing you need to identify is where you are. You have to be honest with your situation. That this is where I am. I have to identify that first and identify where you're going. But if you don't tell yourself the truth that you need to hear, it's going to be very difficult. If you put yourself in an advantage position, meanwhile you're not honest about where you are, it will be very difficult to get to your goal. So define where you are, define where you want to go, and get going right away. Somehow, the universe, God or Mikel Howard, whosoever it is, you will receive help at some point. It just works that way. I don't know why. But if there's anything I want to share, that is it right there.
Thank you so dearly much to Abdoulie, so my own Let's Philosophical song there from all the way there in Canada, who has been converted into a pilot from all the way down the dust in the Gambia, has raised to the zenith of all success, flying about now. We say congratulations to you, and Gambian people are so proud of you. It's a nice experience having you on this platform, and we reconnect right away for Moja Child of Bakau as he celebrates you. I don't know if you go live right now and he getting set to celebrate you. Nice experience talking to you.
Mikel.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Moja Child. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This is the platform, the motivational platform that comes with on Senbian's VIP magazine, VIP TV. We just ended our conversation with Abdoulie Sowe from all the way there in Oshawa, Canada. He rose from the Gambia and be converted into a pilot through intensive training there. And we just concluded with him right now. We are joined by the Gambian artist, somebody who sings so dearly much. His voice sounds so marvelous to an extent. When you hear that, you got to sit and get listening to him. Greetings to you, Mr. Moja Child.
Good evening, Mr. Mikel, and I'm so pleased that you invite me on this platform. I just want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, that's beautiful. For those following up, we say we rendered our unqualified apologies for the lie. There was some technical fault, so we could not continue live. But once the material content would have been produced, you can get it live on social media pages like YouTube and Facebook. We're going to make sure we work on that, and you have this interview live. Moja Child, the Gambia, including the rest of the world, suffers from what is called the coronavirus. How are you coping with this in your locality, should I say your community?
Yes, I've been managing with it. Easy going, as you know, it's not easy. We are advised to stay at home. So right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm right in my house, with the kids. I always ask them to wash their hands. So the same thing I will advise to each and everyone, listening to this show. I will just tell you to be careful and listen to all the advices of the doctors, because this is a very, very serious virus going on right now. It's a global problem right now. Each and every continent right now, I can tell you, we are all facing the same problem. So Europeans, Americans are having a major problem trying to tackle this, not to talk of Africans. So what I will advise each and every one of us is, let's stay at home, keep our hands clean, stay very far from, contacting each other and doing stuff like that. Yes, this is what I will advise each and every one of you.
That's beautiful. That's the voice of our Gambian artist, Moja Child. There is a young Gambian who just left this country a few years back and went to Canada under training to become a pilot. He has been licensed as a commercial pilot called Abdoulie. So, to what extent does this bring pride to the people of Gambia?
Yes. Now I can hear you.
Yes, I was asking, to what extent does his success bring pride to the people of this country?
Yes, like I said, I will start by congratulating him.
Yeah.
He did a great achievement. This is very, 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 very huge. I mean, from nothing to something, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes. One thing I would say is, when you said this, I was very, very, very happy, for him, because this is what a good citizen will think for himself. Never think there's nothing for you. There are lots of things for you. When one door is closed, many more are open. You understand? As a youth, sometimes things are very tough that you think, there is nothing for you. Then you knock on the door, no one will open for you. So many things fall on you, and it pushes you to a corner that you think there's nothing set for you. But if you believe in yourself, keep pushing it out there, one day, there must be something for you.
That's the
so Abdoulie, once more, congratulations. Thank you very much.
That's a beautiful one there from Moja Child, a Gambian artist who is the Edinburgh crowd and in self-isolation because of the coronavirus that has begun a global saga right now. Moja, you are a musician. You've been in the industry for a huge period of time now. What are some of the challenges that you face as an artist?
Say that again, please.
You have been in the musical industry for some time now in this country.
Yes.
What are some of the overwhelming challenges you face as an artist going forward?
Okay, there are many challenges. Up to now, there are many challenges I'm facing, but just to name a few, here in the Gambia, we're having this problem of not believing in our young talents, especially we the artists. We got lots of problems trying to sell our music out there, or get people to respect what we do. Put us in a platform which that we will be compared to other artists outside, because I don't see no difference between the Gambian artists and within the diaspora. There is no difference. The only thing is those people that respect their artists. They put them in a higher platform. Far better than the ones that we put ourselves in. But just to name a few, sometimes production is a problem. Trying to sell your product is another problem. Sometimes you call out for shows, many won't turn out, very few will turn out, and sometimes you go to people, talk, give them your music to listen to so they can do something about it. At the end of the day, it's only promises. But we see when other artists come from outside, they took all they get and just pump it in them. And this is something that needs to change in order for us to, also make a good impact towards our music.
That's a beautiful one. I'm going to give you the responsibility right now. The first responsibility is that you're going to be celebrating Abdoulie Sowe in the musical forms with a particular song. And secondly, you're going to do an a cappella about the coronavirus and the threat it poses to the Gambia, what you young people do. You got to use a vernacular, the wall of language if possible. to sensitize Gambian, even if it is 35 seconds. Then the third one, you have to sing my favorite song, that is Gidim Samba. So we start. I don't know which one you want to start. Do you want to start with celebrating Abdoulie with a song, or starting with my Gidim Samba, or starting with the sensitization song with coronavirus? Which one?
Okay, now let me start with Abdoulie.
Okay.
Let me start with Abdoulie.
Okay.
Okay. Soupulojere jambar dawul dafuti dole yon ndaw modul gaaw so gorgorlo dinga raw say maas xam nga li ci yoon wi metti na lool bari xaaxaan bari coono
This
Sokogome dingaraw mutul kilanan manuloko gordey gorgorlo benyonan ko jarama.
Thank you. That's a very beautiful one there for Abdoulie. So congratulations to you, Abdoulie.
We xam ko bu baax ni yu daal yaa may liggéey civilian bi li ngay wax moom wala boog li nga nekkee ànd nga xool da nga xamee ni yu daal yaa may liggéey journaliste bi li ngay wax moom wala boog li lay wax loo ànd nga xool da nga xamee